hold up. Before we get into this, let me take you back to the year of 2003. The year that I got Dragon Ball Z Budokai on my GameCube. Budokai was so much fun because you got to experience those iconic events instead of just watching them. Even though it was a fighting game, it was really a Dragon Ball story game with the fighting aspects becoming secondary. And all the mechanics were derived from the show, so you had to power up to become Super Saiyan, and everyone had the ability to fly, which put you in this weird 3D space where you could dodge sideways. And for the most part, the game was fun, but it lacked depth, and it couldn't really keep people playing, unlike other fighting games at the time. Flash forward to 2015, and the Xenoverse games are released, and they follow a similar path, except you get to create your own character. But the Xenoverse games continued the trend of being great Dragon Ball games, but poor fighting games. That was until 2017, when we saw this. The art style is just on a complete different level than Budokai or Xenoverse. It really captures the explosive anime style that Dragon Ball is known for. This is due to the developer Arc Systems, who are known for great anime fighting games like Guilty Gear or BlazBlue. Just because it was a traditional fighting game now didn't mean that they didn't leave the original Dragon Ball spirit out of the formula. All the movements and special moves are straight from the show, and it feels great to pull off some of those super moves.
Like go on.
Yeah, good thing I got like the rest of your guys down too. My guys are half out. That's good. We're glad I used it. The dramatic finishes and pre-fight dialogue have a lot of references from the show, and it really makes it feel like this game was made by true Dragon Ball fans to put this kind of stuff in there that makes you go like, oh man, I remember that. Like, I remember when Teen Gohan beat up Cell and gave him the big Kamehameha. It was awesome, and they put that stuff right in here. Best face in all of anime. Yeah! It has a bunch of the usual modes that you'd see in a traditional fighting game, such as practice, arcade, and matchmaking, but it's kind of held back by its unintuitive lobby system. It can be a real hindrance if all you want to do is meet your friend for a 1v1, and then lag can become a real issue as well when you're in fighting. I also routinely got dropped out of the lobby, and they also try to drop you into a lobby as soon as you boot the game, even if you just want to play solo. The matchmaking can be a little slow, and if you hop into a ranked or even a public ring match, you better be bringing your A game. However, the fighting mechanics make it easy for new players to get into, which makes the game fun for casual fighting game fans that just happen to like Dragon Ball. I had a friend over the other day that isn't into fighting games too much, and he had a blast just being able to pull off some of the moves as his favorite characters. But the mechanics are deep enough that anyone looking for a less casual experience can find it if they go looking. Now, the story mode honestly isn't that great. There are 3 separate arcs to play through that all have a very similar story defeating Android 21, and they all kind of intertwine with each other, except sometimes they don't, so you really don't get any kind of sense of a cohesive storyline. Like in one arc you defeat Frieza, and in another arc Frieza defeats you, and you team up. And they put you on this weird map screen that is mostly pointless, and you have to manage the levels of your fighters, and for the most part, you just beat up the same voiceless clones of characters every time. However, the best part has to be the dialogue. It seems like every combination of characters has some banter before the match, like Frieza and Cell, or Yamcha and Nappa. So even though the plot kind of sucks, you'll be having too much fun fighting the clones and listening to the dialogue to really care too much about the whole overarching plotline. The lobby system and the story mode were definitely the weakest parts of this game, and I had so much fun playing against friends and people online, or just chilling playing in arcade mode. Dragon Ball fans got the fighting game they deserve, and fighting game fans got the Dragon Ball game they deserve, and overall, I think it's one of the best Dragon Ball games I've played, and maybe it's the best Dragon Ball game, period. Except for maybe that card game.